Hey everyone, just want to share how to put together a UI action that kicks off a subflow in a workspace. And so you could have it either kick off a task that asks for the user profile to add their manager if they're missing a manager. Or in this use case, we're going to do an ad hoc CO approval that they can enact from a workspace form. All right. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that you're in the right app scope. So I'm in my telework request lab. And then I'm going to need to create that subflow. So I'm going to go into my flow designer and I'm going to go ahead and create a new subflow here. I had that subflow pulled up and let's just walk through what we want to get. Okay, so the first one is actually I'm going to call this current. So this will be the current, this is the input, and this is going to be pulling in the type is a reference, and I'm referencing the telework case table. And there's no outputs to this. The next piece I want to do is just look up who that CO is. So I look up the user record, and I added this into the user table. So they have a title of CO. And then I want to update my telework case record. So I added in a state field to my case records. So you can see the regular ones here. And then the last one is pending CO approval. So we can keep track of that. And then in comments, I want this to go out to the open by. So I add into additional comments what's going on so that they get that notification. After I've updated it, I can go ahead and ask for approval. And we added in an additional approval field called CO approval. So normally this would say just the regular approval field, but I'm going to change that one. I have a separate one called CO approval that we want to use. And I'm going to use the regular approval history. When doing this with the new approval field, just make sure that you capture the right values and names so that they match the other approval field, and then it'll update it automatically. And then I go ahead and pull in that user record that we found with the CO and make sure that they approve it. My if statement is if it's approved, then I go ahead and update the telework case, move the state back to work in progress, and then use additional comments to notify the open by that it has been approved, and they can go from there. All right, so that's kind of the basic subflow that we're going to be using. I'll go ahead and publish that. Now here's the trick that once it is published, you can go over to this menu and you can go ahead and say create code snippet. This snippet is going to be used in your UI action and includes everything that you need. So it's going to need an input of the current record, and then so we'll capture that, and then we probably want to add an additional line here for add info message so that the workspace has a pop-up and saying what happened. And I'll show you how to do that as well. So we're going to go ahead and copy this code snippet to our clipboard. And now we just need to make the actual UI action. So let's go over to our platform view and go into UI actions, click new, and here's the one that I've built. All right, I'm going to make this one active now. And what I did here, and I'll just take this out and do it again, is I go ahead and paste in my code snippet. So we need the input is current, so we're going to put that in here. We're going to call this current. And that pulls in the current record that we're clicking on. And then it catches it if there is an error. It lets us know that. And this is where we want to put in our message. Okay. So this message I'll include in the comments, but you're going to add that here in line 19. So we'll go ahead and paste that in there. And this message would say something like approval has been sent to CO. Please refresh approval related list to view. Okay, that way they know that when they press that button, it actually did send the approval. The next thing we would do is come down here and just click Workspace Form button, format it for configurable workspace. You can add conditions if you wanted to when that UI action actually appears. If you wanted to include within the actual form in the platform view, you can click that as well, and we're good to go. So we'll go ahead and update that. Okay, so now let's see it in action. Let's go over to our workspace, and we'll just click into one of these telework cases. So you can see right now there's no CO approval. Um, and we want to, now we have our UI action. So we want to do an ad hoc CO approval. And so then now there's our pop-up message, and you can see the state has changed. And now we have our field which pops up. So there was a UI policy on this field to show it if it's been requested. And then we go into the approver list, and Charlie Brown here has gotten his approval. So Charlie Brown is our CO. If you want to see that, you can see that he has the title of CO. Good job, Charlie. And we'll approve that. And now in our details for that telework case, it has been approved, and this has been set to work in progress, and all of our activity has been captured here as well. Okay. There you go. Hope that helps you out, and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks. Bye.